All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome to the very first official, not the first episode we filmed,
That one's in the vault.
but the first episode of Caught Looking. My name is Matthew, or M-Bone.
I'm Jordan, or J-Bone. Don't call me J-Bone. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, our first official episode. Sorry if you hear cracking in the background. Our furniture is cheap.
The setup right now is a little all over
In our
the place.
dining room.
In the dining room, we got an
On our
iPad.
IKEA furniture galore. We have books as a tripod, but you know what?
There's a very good chance the camera's going to die mid-recording, so if there's some weird cuts, that's what's going on.
Lock in your bets for when the camera, at what mark?
I'm going to say like the 8-minute mark.
8-minute mark? Oh, I'm going like 7:42.
But anyways, all right, so it's the All-Star break.
Yep.
The Home Run Derby is tonight. We wanted to film at the beginning of the season. That did not unfortunately happen, but we're here for the second half of the season.
Yep, we're here for the second half. You know, your Cubs?
Cubs are, they're 5 games under 500, so kind of where we expected. Finished things on a strong suit, but, you know, I feel like this MLB season, there's so many storylines and there's so much to talk about because there's a lot of teams underperforming. There's players, you know, that are going for records like Luis Ariz or what Shohei's doing. Obviously, you're a huge Jays fan, so we'll get into that. I know you're dying to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm dying. Yeah, you know, the Jays, Alec Manoah just came back. Very happy about that. I think we're a little, obviously, okay, it was very early. We're just going to, there's our cheap furniture coming in hot. Yeah, I honestly think every Jays fan was kind of suspicious and like skeptical of the fact that he was coming back so soon. It feels like he was just sent down. But, you know, he came back. He did pretty good. You know, got the win, which is the most important part there. And got to marinate in that win as we head into the All-Star break. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I feel like there's a lot of questions. Like, I think, you know, we've branded it as a baseball podcast, but I know you want to talk about other stuff. And obviously, Major League Baseball doesn't go year-round. So I think we'll dig into, like, some other things, you know, some personal life topics and other sports stuff. I don't know. I'm sure people are probably wondering, like, you know, is it just going to be baseball? Is it just going to be about the Blue Jays? Is it just going to be about the Cubs? And ironically, you're wearing a Jays shirt and I'm wearing a Cubs shirt. That
Who would have thought that we would have worn these shirts on the day that we were recording an episode?
And you got a Blue Jays hat just
Who
to top
would
it
have
off.
thought? It's so weird how the world works.
We are going to talk about the Home Run Derby because that is tonight. You have a representative. I do not, unfortunately. The other Chicago team does. And I know we wanted to look at our brackets and kind of go head to head, I guess. We both filled out our bracket. I need to look at mine again because I
definitely have to see who I
memory.
picked. I'm going to pull it up right here on my phone.
But let's pull it up right now. You guys can follow along as well. When you see this episode, the Home Run Derby will be over. So
let's place a little friendly bet.
Oh, okay. You want a little wager?
I think we should do a little wager. Okay. Hashtag not sponsored. The winner.
Okay.
The loser has to buy the winner.
Buy.
I know we're living cheap here. Booster juice.
Booster juice. Okay. I was gonna say the loser has to come on here on episode 2 and wear a jersey of the other team.
Really? You want to do that? Okay.
I was thinking that because I think you'd look so great in a Cubs jersey.
Okay. I think you'd look really good in my Simeon jersey.
In the
That's
Simeon
jersey.
Okay, a little child's jersey.
Yeah, it's autographed though, so.
Oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't be wearing it then.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, so we're gonna pull up the bracket right now. If you guys don't know how it works, it's just like kind of any bracket: 1 versus 8, 4 versus 5, 3 versus 6, and 2 versus 7. I'll let you take it away with the 1 versus 8 matchup in Luis Robert versus Adley Rutschman.
Okay, so we're comparing apples and oranges here. I love Adley Rutschman, but I'm definitely going with Luis Robert Jr.
Okay, I'm going to go Luis as well. I was kind of hoping you were going Adley. I know you interviewed Adley, so I was hoping you were kind of
Gave me a good interview, but we're being logical here today.
All right.
And I want to win.
Adolis Garcia versus Randy Arozarena in the 4 versus 5 matchup.
I'm going Randy Arozarena. Those cowboy boots and the dangly earring. It's my vibe.
I'm going to go Garcia. So we're going opposite sides here.
Finally, a break.
Meaning we have Luis Robert versus Garcia in the second round on that portion of the bracket. Perfect. Now, when we move down, we got Mookie Betts versus Vladdy.
I mean, of course I'm going Vladdy.
I think I'm going Vladdy as well here. I would love them. The Mookie storyline would be awesome. I'm gonna have to go Vladdy in this situation.
His wagon got you hypnotized.
I couldn't. I was too stunned to speak.
Okay, and then lastly, we have our last matchup: Pete Alonso versus Julio Rodriguez.
Probably the best matchup in all of, this entire bracket. Pete Alonso, home run derby champ. He hasn't been hitting home runs recently, and then going against the hometown kid in Julio Rodriguez. Where are you leaning here?
I believe in magic. Home run derby brings magic.
Okay.
And in that sense, I want more shirtless Pete Alonso. So we're going with the polar bear.
Okay. I'm going to go Pete Alonso as well. I want to go Julio, but I think I'm going to trust Pete to take care of business. You want to move us on to the second round here?
Yeah. So then we have Luis Robert Jr. From my bracket.
Yes.
We'd have Luis Robert Jr. versus Randy Arozarena. I'm going to have to go with Randy Arozarena. I love Randy Arozarena. I think he's a fun player.
Beautiful. I was worried.
Magic. I want magic.
I'm going to stick with Luis Robert here, which is good because I was hoping that we weren't going to end up with the same picks. We have not looked over this one bit. You and I have not gone, compared this the first time. Both of us are seeing each other. So I'm going to take Luis Robert, and then below, I'm going to actually rock with Vladdy as well. I'm going to join you in the Vladdy wagon.
Shake and bake, yep.
And I'm going to take Vladdy to beat Pete Alonso.
So then for my bracket then, I would have... Oh my goodness, apparently I switched my bracket and I didn't know. I thought I continued with Randy Arozarena when I did it, but I did Luis Robert. I'm going to stick with Randy though.
You're going to stick with Randy?
I'll
okay.
honor that. Randy Arozarena versus Vlad Jr. Obviously going Vlad Jr. then.
Okay.
Vlad.
I'm going to go Luis Robert. I want to take Vlad, but I'm going to change it up for us just so we can go head-to-head here. I think, okay, so we got to address something. If neither of our champions win, right, is it just who gets the most correct or who gets someone the farthest?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Most correct.
Most correct? Okay, cool. So I'll take Luis Robert here. God forbid neither of them win, Vladdy or Luis Robert, then we'll just see who has the most wins. And then I quickly wanted to get your take on which player will hit the farthest home run.
I'm gonna go with Randy Arozarena. I feel like it's not gonna be
You're
someone.
just
No. I don't think it's gonna be someone that's actually gonna win the derby. I think it's just gonna hit it furthest, and I think it's gonna be second round.
Okay, I'll take Luis Robert here to hit the farthest home run, and I think that distance is gonna be 504 feet.
Okay, you think? Okay.
What about you? How far is the farthest home run going to be?
I'm really not good at math or dimensions or anything like that, which is horrible with a sport like baseball. But I'm going to go 486.
Okay, 46.
Let's do that.
486. Okay. And then in terms of number of home runs, I don't even know where to start there, so we'll just leave
I don't
that
even
off.
know what the ballpark would... No, we're not going to shy away, but I don't know how to ballpark that, honestly. How many home runs will be hit? Like... If you say 150, is that too low? But then if you say 200, is that too high?
Yeah,
like, I don't really...
I'm not.
I'm going to go like a hard, like... God, but then if I say like 150, it's like, what home run derby am I watching? I don't know, like...
I mean, if there's 8...
God, let's say each play... Okay, the first round...
it's got to be over 150. I don't even know.
I want to say 208, but I feel like that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I'll go 209 so I can have everything.
208, we're at Coors Field there.
Oh, if it was at Coors, it'd be these balls would be flying.
Yeah. So what did you say?
I said 209 so I could get everything above.
Oh, you're playing the game that my dad does at dinner with a bill and see who's closest.
I've learned from the best.
And then lastly, how many home runs will the winning player hit during the home run derby?
I'll go 88.
So you're going Vlad hitting 88?
No, I took Luis Robert.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Vlad. But it's just like a. What if the home run derby is just like a dud?
I mean.
Like, what if I just said 69 as a joke for Vlad? No, you know what? We're going to be serious about this. 78.
78?
78.
Okay.
That seems so low, but then.
I don't know. They've changed up the format,
safe. I'll just
so.
say 78.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, there we go. Home run derby, but then you know that the next night will be the All-Star game, and then also part of the whole All-Star weekend. I feel like I gotta say something here. I feel sounds like it's honestly I don't think it's that like it's not out of the world like my opinion on it, but like I feel like there's like last year was marketed so much, like the All-Star game and like the break and like the MLB draft. I didn't even know the MLB draft was happening when it was.
Yeah.
I figured out the day of. I was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even realize. I think I seen one commercial saying when it was. I obviously forgot the date. And then I was like, wait, it's now. Today, what is it? Was July 9th?
Yeah.
Was yesterday? Even the Celebrity All-Star game was happening when there was actual games
Yeah,
going
it just
on.
seems rushed.
Yeah.
I think, the players, for example, like Vlad played yesterday. All these guys played yesterday, and they have to turn around and go hit in the home run derby the next day. So the whole process seems like, I don't know, maybe there was more time last year. I think the All-Star game as a whole, like there's a lot of good players that are injured, unfortunately. A lot of good players that aren't playing. So obviously Trout got injured. Aaron Judge has been out for a lot of the year. Like, I'm not really sure, especially with them taking away who gets home field advantage a long time ago. Players are opting out and not wanting to play. Your Jays, what'd you guys have, 4 people in?
Yeah, we have Jordan Romano just got added in, so then we have Vlad, Witt, and Bo.
Okay. And then, 2 of our 3 All-Stars aren't even playing. Like Dansby got injured, and then Stroman's sitting out. So it'll be, I think the All-Star game, like, I will obviously watch it, but I would say I'm honestly more excited for the home run derby tonight than the All-Star game.
I would say so too. That's why we're streaming it tonight. So hope you have watched it by this time.
Hopefully we did do a stream for it, right?
We better. Real quick though, before we jump into the Immaculate Grid, the Jays did draft Arjun Nimala, and I think what's really cool about him is that he played cricket growing up. He's the first player of Indian descent to be drafted in the first round. So definitely think that's really cool. I mean, going from cricket to baseball, I don't know much about cricket, but just to switch sport, like,
it must
I don't
translate
know.
somehow, right? You gotta something to swing.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, the Cubs drafted a shortstop, and I don't really know much about him, but he had a 500-foot home run, so we'll take it.
And lastly, random, which I found out today talking to my parents. It's a family friend, but our insurance guy, his son's in the draft, so
we're rooting for you.
I
don't know your name, but I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, we're rooting for you, so go insurance.
Oh yeah, I think it's time we talk about the Immaculate Grid and kind of the frenzy, not only MLB Twitter, but it's taken over our household, right?
Yeah, our household, even the dog's in on it. I think he knows when it's Immaculate Grid time, but the countdown to 12 o'clock. He's waking up right now. We started talking about Immaculate Grid, and he's over there.
And he's going back down.
And he's down. But yeah, either when 12 o'clock comes around, I know it's either going to be a good night going to bed or it's going to be a shit night going to bed.
Yeah, it's one of those things you look forward to, and that excitement can disappear within about 2 seconds when you see a grid that you just don't even know where to start. But I think it's been really good for MLB, and it's seen NBA and NFL and hockey all kind of taken like a little piece of it and make it their own. But someday I would love to do an Immaculate Grid live on the podcast.
I think that'd be fun.
And that'd be a lot of fun. It might expose us, actually. See if we can think on our feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've only had one Immaculate Grid, haven't we?
Yeah, we've only had one complete
I had
one.
almost a full one. When we weren't together one night, I was at my parents' house, and that was the closest I got. Well, that was the only time I did it by myself.
Yeah.
I got close to fully doing it. And I will say, didn't you actually pull one out of your ass the other day that was like an old player, though?
There's a couple guys that you just know that played for like 14 or 15 teams that you just start throwing names out there.
Even though they played during like the Prohibition era or something. Yeah, just going to throw them in there.
See,
the guy had a part-time job as a plumber. Like, let's just throw him in
but
there.
But he may have played for 2 teams, right?
He might have played for 2 teams. So, yeah, we love Immaculate Grid. And, yeah. Are you caught looking at my lips there? Or what?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell next we're going to talk about here.
All right.
I feel like every time we write down notes, we just fly through them.
Yeah, I'd say so. But this is a time to sit down, relax. I mean, it's only been 17 minutes, so you know what? We're cooking. The battery light's flashing right now. Let's go through our expectations for this podcast real quick. Like you mentioned, it might not just be sports. It might be, I don't know what else it would possibly be besides sports, but it might just be more than sports. It might be about our dog. It might be about the weather outside. I don't know.
The life in Toronto.
That's how you get cooked on Twitter. Start saying there's nothing to do in Toronto. They'll come for you. As someone who's been stuck inside for the past year almost.
I think a lot of it just comes down to we want it to be baseball focused, but we also want to talk about other things like maybe a song you like, or maybe, a new show we started watching.
Suits.
Shout out to Suits.
We have been watching Suits. We've been flying through Suits. The nightly combo is 12 o'clock Immaculate Grid, we take a pause from watching Suits because all we do is watch Suits.
And then we go back
To
to
watching
grid,
Suits.
back to Suits. So I think right now the number one thing is our consistency. I think we want to film an episode a week, right?
Yeah.
That is the plan. And normally they're going to be longer than 18 minutes and 53 seconds or whatever the hell we're at right now. But our camera light's flashing at us red, and I'm worried that if it dies, I don't know if it saves the footage. So
who knows? Guess we'll see. This
So you might
be the
never
first
even see
take.
this,
This might be
so.
the first take. This might be the second take, third take, fourth take. That is it for episode 1. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mom and Dad, as the only listeners of this. Maybe my Nana.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys, if you're watching, like, subscribe. I don't even know what platform you're watching on, but this is our first episode, and there should be plenty more after this. And for myself, Matthew, and Jordan, we'll catch you guys later.